Biggie's right. I was too hasty. Apparently, we had a gentleman who called who had a real beef with one of BB Shea's hot dog reviews. BB Shea does these online.
In his spare time.
And someone was upset. I see them. They pop up on my social media. I'm on Facebook, yeah.
Woo.
I know.
Nice.
I know.
Yeah. Let's take this show to the next level.
That's right. Here comes a video. There's BB Shea's face eating a hot dog. And usually I'll be like, all right, let's see what he's got to say. And I'll tell you, people are passionate about their hot dogs. But below the review is always, why don't you go to Jimmy's in Carthage? You know,
there's 50 comments of places to go.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't you try such and such over here in Banner Elk? You know, there's all these different hot dog places. And BB Shea will be like, I'm going to get there. You know, that kind of thing. Well, this gentleman called Biggie, and Biggie now regrets. He thinks he was too hasty with it.
Yeah, I felt like I was too short with him because he said, he had beef with BB Shea's hot dog review. He was happy he came to his town, but he didn't agree with the score.
I see.
And I just dismissed him. I said, man, we don't know where he goes.
We don't care.
We don't follow that close. Like, we know he does them, but
who cares?
And then I said, I'll be honest with you, Chief, this isn't making the morning show. And he sounded dejected, and
Click.
we hung up, but then I felt bad, like how I handled it. I could have been more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, maybe you should talk to BB Shea about that.
But,
but it wears you down. I understand.
Here's my advice. If you like the hot dog, go eat the hot dog. Who gives a crap if BB Shea likes the hot dog or not?
It's just a dude in a car.
It's just a fat guy in a car eating a hot dog.
What? I didn't say fat guy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You said fat guy.
Now you're being mean.
I owe BB Shea an apology. I owe this audience an apology.
Now you're attacking him.
It's just a round-headed guy in a car eating a hot dog. You know, who cares?
Well, I think I was a little offended, too, because he was like, we were excited BB Shea came to our town, and I'm like, really?
Why?
Here's a picture of him getting the key to the city from the mayor.
He didn't like the dog.
Yeah.
He said no.
Welcome to our fine town, Mr. BB Shea, everybody.
He's here to try a dog at the chuck wagon.
Now make way, make way.
He didn't like it.
You make sure you rank that hot dog the right way he likes it. He only likes it with three things, right?
Chili, slaw, mustard. That's it. Mustard, chili, slaw, y'all. That's his catchphrase.
It's on his shirt.
It's on his shirt.
It's a good catchphrase.
Mustard, chili, slaw, y'all. And I told you, when he eats it now, you can still see the slaw on his tongue. He's like, that's a pretty good dog. You know, he'll say that. And he really draws you in. But every comment is like, you think that dog's something.
My mama makes a dog.
Yeah, there's a lot of, nobody beats the hot dogs I make. Well, no one's coming to your house, boss.
How much difference is there from hot dog? I mean, there's some. There is some.
I think there is. There's the red hot dog, that kind of thing. I always think what really makes the difference is, because I like my hot dogs the same way. Chili, slaw, mustard. I do like onions, too.
Me, too.
The chili and the slaw play a big role in taste and flavor.
I agree.
But see, BB Shea's different. He likes a sweet.
I know.
Chili and slaw.
He's always saying, this slaw's not sweet enough.
Yeah.
Why don't you come down here to Newbern? We got a sweet slaw for you. There's a lot of that.
Yeah.
But I just would say to this guy, who gives a crap? Go eat. If you like it, eat it. If you don't.
Don't.
You know, that's all there is to it.
It's just some fat guy in his car.
No, I just said guy in the car.
He did.
You
added fat.
That's on me.
That was Kelly.
There's a woman today. This is similar. Texas woman has lost her job.
Big Texas girl?
No. In fact, she went to Pilates. And she saw other people at Pilates that were big Texas gals doing the same workout she was doing. Her name is Monica, and she went on to TikTok and said, look, and it's now the video has been deleted, but she said, look, if you're over 200 pounds, you should not be doing Pilates. Come on, give the rest of us a break. They fired her. She was at from her job, or she worked at the Pilates place? From her job. She left. She was terminated from a dental office where she worked because it kind of blew up, especially in town. And a lot of the women who did the Pilates at the workout spot said, how dare you say something like this? We're trying to get in shape, that kind of thing. She went back and posted an emotional video saying, that's not who I am. I don't know why I did that. I'm so sorry.
That is who you are.
She said, I'm insecure about myself. That's probably why I lashed out. All of those things. But a lot of the viewers said, too late, sister. And she did lose her job over that at the dental office. That happens now,
Oh, yeah.
It does. I mean, it's a little... I mean, it's not a smart post.
No.
I mean, plenty of people have probably thought it.
Right.
To put it on video, you may not think if you're of a certain age, anyone will see it.
Yeah.
What are the consequences?
Well, they sure
There
did.
won't be any.
Yeah.
But then she lost her job, you know?
That's why if you make a video now and it's public, there's a good chance somebody's going to see it somewhere and say,
Let me apologize to BB Shea. I just caught this fathead guy eating a...
Now you just called him fat head.
yeah. But you're in charge of his job, so you're not going to.
Yeah.
I got to remind me to apologize to him personally when he comes in here today. He'll be in doing the rap later, and we'll see him. But I've got to say,
Earlier I called you fat out loud.
Fat-headed.
out loud, I'm so sorry. I want to apologize.
I've called you fat in my head many times.
But I called you that out loud.
It's not who I am.
It's not who I am. It's my own. I'm insecure. I'm lashing. I should not do that. Exactly. Do you celebrate this, and do you think it's a big deal? A robot has solved a Rubik's Cube in the fastest time any entity has ever solved a Rubik's Cube. But the people that are getting credit for the record are a group of college students at Purdue University. They built the robot to solve the Rubik's Cube. Now, here he is. Here's the Rubik's Cube being solved.
Well, now, what's the fastest human time? It's under 10 seconds.
The fastest human time is 8.5 seconds.
Wow.
I mean, we've seen these people do it. Their hands are just a blur.
Correct. This is the machine solving the Rubik's Cube. Here it is.
Ready, set, go. That's cool.
That's done. 0.103
Is it just?
seconds. That was it.
That was the sound?
That was it.
Ready, set, go.
0.103.
I think you have to be impressed.
Yeah. Now, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do we know? Did they program the robot to know the pattern ahead, or can I come up with a mixed-up Rubik's Cube, hand it to that robot, and it'll solve it that quick? Or do you think it was preset so they knew the pattern and which way to move it?
I feel like it was totally scrambled.
Okay.
I mean, otherwise, I'm
So
not.
you could hand the robot. Basically, I think the biggest question is, could you hand the robot a cube in any in any configuration and it'll solve it?
That was the impression I got from it. That you could mix up the cube.
But isn't that what people who really know it say?
Yes.
You don't even have to see it because we've seen people do it blindfolded.
Okay. Yeah.
Once you know the sequence,
you can do it.
I suppose. But I don't know when you stop.
So
when you're blindfolded.
Well, they sure programmed that robot. These are the students.
Current world record is held by a team of engineers at Mitsubishi, right? Giant multinational corporation, set a world record. What's behind me right now is a team of Purdue undergraduate students who said, you know what, I think we can do better. And they did.
Oh my gosh.
That's it.
That's impressive.
I know.
I got to give it to him.
Yeah. And so they built the robot that did it.
Here's something that we can ask BB Shea about. I was talking with him yesterday, post-show, with our friend, young Red Rachel.
Yeah.
They had said, our buddy Drew over in engineering.
Yeah.
And he decided to mess around with AI, artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
And BB Shea and Rachel both said to me, have you heard Drew's new podcast? And I said, no, I don't care. And they said, no, wait.
It's just some skinny engineer doing a podcast.
What's he going to talk about, hockey?
What do we care? Yeah.
Yeah, I like hockey.
Drew must not be winning many bets these days. Last year he was coming in like just hit a parlay on the Hurricanes.
Yeah, crowing.
Yeah, just hit a parlay on the Winnipeg Jets.
Sleeping in his office.
Yeah, now
his Canes are on fire.
Exactly. It's crickets in here these days. He must be betting on the wrong players to score. So yeah, Canes just won they're going on to the Eastern Conference Finals now. I'm hearing nothing from him. So he's doing an AI podcast.
Yeah, so what Drew did now, and BB Shea can explain this when he's in the room here a little bit later in the program. I don't want to misquote him, but my understanding was that Drew took an artificial intelligence platform, maybe ChatGPT or something else.
Yeah.
And what he did was he fed it his driving record.
Okay.
When he got his license, whenever it's renewed.
Yeah.
Speeding tickets, whatever.
Yeah.
And just dumped that into the thing. And then said, create a 2-person podcast. And BB Shea and Rachel heard the podcast, and it sounded like 2 human beings said, oh, remember the time when Drew got that speeding ticket? And then there was like, oh, yeah, and don't forget the time he got the parking ticket over there on Main Street.
Oh,
and they said, we are doomed.
We can't win. You cannot win.
Doomed.
No.
You can't win with it. What are you going to do? My son is 20 years old. He's trying to get a degree. He's going to the University of Tennessee as of 3 months from now. And when he comes out, it's like, it feels like everything's going to be done for him. AI. It's like, what are you supposed to do? You know, I know. You won't even know you're listening to AI, and you're listening to AI.
Yeah,
you know?
They were floored. BB Shea and Rachel.
I know. Remember that Australian DJ that nobody picked up on the fact that she was not real. She was AI.
Yeah.
You know, that's happening.
Look, I'm going to die, and you all will be able to AI me and not tell anyone for a year.
How does anyone know it hasn't already happened?
That's true. As many times as I've been in the hospital.
Maybe you just never came back. Maybe that's why your record on days has gone up to 25. We're just changing We're changing your record now. He's not real anymore, folks. That's the reason he's up to 25 straight days. We've changed the dry erase board to
AI,
25.
I want you to create a fat asshole. Say less.
Can you make him hang up on callers who want to talk about hot dogs? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's built right in.
He just needs to say Hoss a lot. We've already moved on, Hoss.
Well, now that's an option. The optional
Yeah.
Hoss Chief
the
package.
Hoss package.
What are his favorite words? Chief, Hoss.
Yeah, the optional Hoss package. This could be a little extra now.
Yeah, it's an upgrade.
Yeah,
You're